Hello friends, and welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today I hope you're in for a fun day. We're just going to spend the day together because life here at Creekside, we always are jumping from one thing to the next. So that's what we're doing today. There's a lot of fun things that I want to give you updates on because just so much is happening even in the garden here in middle of early mid-October, and so there's a lot happening. We've got, of course, the project going on at the signature garden. I've got a special delivery that's coming today that I'm super excited to share with you. We're going to plant some more fall annuals. We're going to give you an update on the deck boxes. I've got caterpillars eating my plants left and right, which is actually a very good thing. I will share that with you. But before we get into all of that, we got some fun news. So pre-orders for your annuals, the 2026 annuals, is now up and live on the Gardening with Creekside website. That is right, my friends. We are going to go ahead and open up the pre-orders for your annuals for next year. Now, you may be saying, well, Jenny, it is October. Why are we going to go ahead and pre-order our annuals for next year? Because y'all, if your brain works anything like mine, this is why we're doing it now. Because this year's garden, 2025's garden, is still very fresh on my mind. My memory is still working right now. And so there are already things that I know, okay, I'm going to keep this. This was a great success. I want to repeat that. Or I can say, well, you know what? I want to switch this thing up. So I am already planning next year's garden, getting my plants all lined up. And so I figure if it happens in my garden, it's probably happening in your garden. This way, before the crazy holiday rush hits, then I don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, have I gotten my annuals in line? Do I have them ready to come to me? So those 2026 pre-order is open. Now, I will tell you this, so everybody listen very carefully. I'm going back into my teacher mode, my middle school teacher mode. Eyes on me, and let's open our ears. The annuals are a pre-order. We are not shipping you annuals right now. No, we are not. This is the annual pre-order. When are we going to ship you your annuals? We are going to ship you your annuals in the spring of 2026 when it is appropriate for your growing zone. So my folks in Florida, Texas, Southern California, you'll probably be first on the list, right? Those warmer zones, you're going to be getting those annuals first. My folks who are, bless your heart, in those cold areas, you're going to be getting your annuals last because we look at the average last frost date, the weather, how it changes, and then that is when we ship you your annuals. So I could have somebody in Southern California and Northern Maine order the exact same plants, which never happens, but if they did, there's going to be weeks of difference between when California gets theirs and when Maine gets theirs. So just know that you don't have to worry. We are not going to ship you your annuals right now. When you go to the website, it will say pre-order. So it's not going to say add to my cart. It will say pre-order on the annuals. Now, shrubs, the perennials that we still have left in stock, those are shipping now. Because we are still live shipping our shrubs, those little bit of perennials that we have left, they are live shipping. So it will say add to cart. So if you order some annuals and a shrub, we're going to ship you that shrub now, and then your annuals when it is time. So if you're in those cold areas and you're not ready to order your shrub, like to receive your shrubs yet, just wait. We'll turn the shrubs onto pre-order probably sometime in like mid-December or so. So there you go. Now, also, y'all, be smart shoppers. And I say this lovingly as one friend to another, gardener friend to another gardener friend. All orders over $175 ship for free. That's right. Every day. You don't have to use a code. All orders of $175 ship for free. And let me tell you, if you're ordering annuals, if you're like me, it doesn't take long to get up to that threshold. So go ahead and order $175 so you can get free shipping, right? So just think about that. Be a smart shopper, get that free shipping. and we will take care of you. We are very excited about the upcoming season. It's kind of hard to think about, I know already, because I am ready for some rest. But like I said, I am planting my garden, and I cannot wait to share that with you. Like, for example, okay, let's just talk real life here. One thing, okay, up here at the terrace garden. So last year up here, I planted bubblegum, Super Tunia Vista bubblegum baskets right on the edge of this retaining wall right there. They were glorious. They were gorgeous. But my shrubs and my perennials have grown a lot this season, so I can't put back Vista bubblegum, because if you know Vista bubblegum, you know what she does. So I'm not going to put Vista bubblegum back there. I'm going to do the mini Vista hot pink. So I'm still going to have beautiful pink color up there, but instead of going for the Vista, I'm going for the mini Vista. So I'm already thinking about how that bubblegum, great success. Loved it. It was gorgeous. Made a huge pop from a distance. But because my shrubs and my perennials are getting bigger, I don't have the space for the Vista bubblegum, but I will have room for the mini Vista hot pink. Also, right here, the long skinny bed along the driveway. Last year, it was a beautiful, again, new bed last year. We did some sun patience. We did the Diamond Frost Euphorbia. And then in front of that, what did we do? Oh yeah, the double up pink begonias. So I did a 3-layer. Again, great, beautiful success. This year though, I'm gonna go completely different, and we're only gonna do a single mass planting of the Surefire Cordial Cherry Begonia. That's right. So the Surefire Cherry Cordial Begonia. Oh my goodness, my mouth is getting all twisted up. Beautiful, dark, basically black foliage with those red flowers. I planted them in the urns at the gate, and they are gorgeous. They are stunning. And I was like, I need that more in my life. So that's what we're doing. So that's why I say we're already thinking about next year's garden, planning it. Let's take advantage of it, because the early bird gets the worm. We still have plenty of time, but and we will be adding to the inventory. So if there's something, maybe you're a little delayed on getting that pre-order in, and let's say it's a new, I don't know, the new Agastaki or something that's coming out, right? And you go and it says out of stock, notify me when available. Click that, because we're going to be restocking the website constantly. So if you click that, notify me when available, as soon as we restock it, you'll get an email that says, hey, this product is back in stock. So there you go. Take advantage, my friends, and let's do it. All orders over $175 shipped for free each and every day. No promo code needed. All right, now another update, or a update rather. The video just went out like 2 or 3 days ago, where I planted the garden boxes with our veggies. In real time, it's been less than a week. So I filmed that video on a Friday. Today is Wednesday. So that's what, 5 days? Everything has germinated, y'all. It's so exciting. So let's go look, because I don't know about you, but when I do seeds and I see germination, I just get so excited. The first ones to pop up, which I figured they would be the radishes. So look at those beautiful little babies poking up right there. So we've got 2 different kinds of radishes. Of course, got all of our seeds from Johnny's Seeds. Fantastic company. We've used them for years and years and years. My carrots, which I knew would be, are going to be some of my last ones to germinate. However, I don't know if the camera is going to show it, but right there is a little speck of green. Oh, yep. Here's another one. They literally can sprout like right before your eyes. So there is another one. So the carrots are coming. They, like I said, I knew that they would probably be the last ones that I would see, because the carrot seeds were pelleted, because carrot seeds are so tiny. I get them pelleted, which means they have a little bit of a coating on them, so that they're like the little round balls. So it's much easier for you to distribute them in your garden boxes or in the landscape. So it takes just a little bit of time for that coating to come off and to dissolve with the rain or when you're watering it. And then yesterday, literally, y'all, came out yesterday morning. These had not germinated, came out yesterday afternoon, and lo and behold, look at it. So we have got the Boro red beets. So they are all going. Then we have the Touchstone Gold beets. Look at that bright yellow all the way down. And then my romaine. This is one, when I came out yesterday morning, there was nothing. And then yesterday afternoon, ta-da! So that is coming up. And then the kale. So the kale is really fun. The dazzling blue, you can see all those little babies going on down. Now, the frisee is a little harder to see because it is really dark. It's like a really deep, deep red, but trust me, it's all the way down. And then the white Russian, it too is germinated all the way down. So very excited about that. So to give you an update on the boxes, another update, my garlic has shipped. In fact, I told Jerry, I said it might be arriving today. So we're gonna have to move with purpose to get the irrigation fixed in this box. If you missed that, you can link that video and you can go see what I'm talking about what happened there. And then caterpillars devouring my plants. Now, sometimes this is not what gardeners want to hear. However, this is really fun. So here I have, and this is where we did like really the pollinator garden, the butterfly garden, of course. If you'll remember, so back in the back, I have my milkweed. You can see that it is flushing back out because remember, I had tons of beautiful monarch caterpillars that completely just stripped them. So the monarchs are gone, and so the plant is rebounding and flushing back out, which is great. But if you will look, I have some trays of some completely defoliated parsley. Now this one's not defoliated because Cece brought it to me, but I don't know that I'm gonna need it. So completely defoliated my parsley. So why am I excited about this? I'm excited about this because of these big, beautiful, voracious appetite caterpillars. These are the black swallowtail caterpillars, y'all. And if you can see, they got two fatties right here. The caterpillars have started to go and go out off the plants to make their chrysalises because, oh my gosh, y'all, I have underneath here, right here, this plant right here that is completely like gone, right? This is the golden Alexander. And the golden Alexander is also another host plant for the swallowtail caterpillars. I came out here, was it 10 days ago? I'll have to go back and look to see when I took the picture. And y'all, I counted 23 caterpillars on this one little teeny plant. And I know I didn't count them all because some of them were just like little itty bitties. These were the ones that I could actually see. So I was so stinking excited. So they, of course, at that point had completely defoliated the plant. So I had 5 parsleys that I was going to add to the garden boxes. And the parsley, because they're all within that carrot family, which is the host plant for your swallowtails. So I went and grabbed my parsleys and I didn't plant them. They're still in, as you can see, they're still in their containers. I just snuggled them down into the ground. Oh, look at this guy. He is hungry. I don't know if you can see. He is just munching away. So I put him in here, and y'all, within days, they were just eating. I mean, their appetites are just voracious. And so I kept switching out the parsleys. So I would make sure that nobody was on there, or I would add one in there. So the swallowtail caterpillar population is alive and doing quite well here at Creekside. And Mimi has the same thing, except hers didn't go to her golden Alexander, they went to her rue. And so again, having tons of fun with these babies. And so next year, definitely we'll be putting parsley in the landscape to host those beautiful swallowtail caterpillars. So we got that going on. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to head over to the garden shed because I want to do a quick little, very, very simple fall arrangement on that little window box that I have at the garden shed. So I'll get my supplies and I'll meet you over there. My friends, we have got this little small window box here on the garden shed that stays in the shade until about lunchtime, and then it gets pretty much all day afternoon sun because the sun sets over my left shoulder. So this is, I mean, it is not a very big window box because the window is not very big. It's probably 18 inches across, maybe a foot deep, right? So this is just a fun little place to put a little pop of color. Obviously the garden shed is white, so I like to have a little pop of color here. But again, in the fall, I keep it so simple. And we're gonna keep it really simple today. We're gonna use some really cute little snapdragons, 2 different colors, and we're going to mix them. So I have completely emptied the old soil, and I have filled it up with brand new, nice, beautiful, fluffy soil so that the roots will have plenty of room to get up all the nutrients, the water, and have room to grow. Just as a side note, I get all of my window boxes from Kinsman Garden Company. I love their products. I have used them for years. Incredibly heavy duty that are going to last and last and last. Not only does the hardware last, but the cocoa liners. So their cocoa liners I can use for probably like 3 years in a row before they just get too thin. If you've done cocoa liners before, you know that sometimes they barely even last a season. These will last forever, and then, like I said, multiple years, and then when you need to replace it, you can just order just the replacement liner from Kinsman. So that's just a little side note on that. What we're going to do, of course, is put some biotone in here. So I'm just going to dribble some on top of the soil. That way, when I dig in and put my snapdragons in here, the roots will get in contact with that biotone. So like I said, we're going to use some snapdragons. Now, snapdragons, even for me in North Carolina, there's a high probability, especially being in this window box, that they're not going to survive all winter. Honestly, I don't care. I'm just looking for some color for now until for when I can get it, right? Because when it comes to January, February, honestly, I am fine if this is just, quote, empty. So what we're going to do is we have a pink and a purple. It's going to be so much fun. All right, here you go. So this is just kind of the idea of what we're going to do. These are the Snapshot Pink is like the baby doll pink. And then we have Snapshot Purple. So there you go. Pretty simple. So what I'm going to do is just pull out all of my tags. And yes, I am putting 6 in here. We're going to jam pack them in here. Let them be big and beautiful and lovely for this part of the season. Let them live their best life. And then whatever happens this winter happens this winter. It all depends on the severity of the winter, and one never knows. So we're just going to go for it. So I alternated pink and purple, and then same thing up here on the front. So we're going to get them in, get them watered. It's going to be easy as that. My friends, so right, keep it simple, sweetie. Yep, if you want to go and be a beautiful complex container, go for it. If you want to keep it simple, go for it. If you don't want to do a container, don't do a container, my friends. That's the beautiful thing about gardening, right? You get to be over your garden and make decisions for you. So look at these cutie patooties right here. We have got the pink and the purple. Now I know that they're not putting on a huge show right now because someone may or may not have had them sitting in a tray waiting to be planted for a couple of days. And so they were not living their actually best life right there. But they will get really happy in this fresh soil with the biotone in there. Always use the biotone. And they will fluff up and be prolific with their flowers in no time at all. So speaking of, let's do a quick little update on the 2 containers that we did for the fall. Just I think one was maybe a week ago, one was like 2 weeks ago. Let's look at those. First up, we have got the trough here underneath the forest pansy bed. And, oh, we got a little anole. We got 2 of them. I tell you, if you have little anoles or lizards in your garden, they are a sign of a great healthy garden. So we've got a little baby running this way, and then we've got a teenager here on the corner, and so we won't disturb them. We will let them just do their thing. The leaves are beginning to fall, so oh, there he is. Look at that cutie patootie. So look at that. Yes, so the kale, no, excuse me, not the kale, Ms. America mustard, she is already starting to get nice and big. She loves the full sun. She will absolutely be have our color throughout the entire winter and will be gorgeous. So we've got the Ms. America mustard. That's that nice deep purple. Then we have got more of those little snapshot snapdragons. Of course, that is the pink. Then we have got some beautiful, I think this was Beacon Rose pansy on there. And then these are the Cool Wave. So these are going to be the trailing pansies right here. Nice, bright, cherry, kind of that lemony yellow. So just a nice little pop of color here, right, for the fall. And it actually goes quite nicely with the lantana that is still thriving and doing well. And then we have got the creme brulee caladium. So this is the heart-to-heart creme brulee caladium. That is new for 2026. So it will be out next year. Typically the caladiums, when they're those new introductions, they can be quite hard to find. So you may not find this right away in your local garden center, but my gosh, y'all, even in October, and this thing is stunning. I adore it. I think it actually says that it's more of a shade caladium, but I have it in full sun and she is doing really, really well. So the heart-to-heart creme brulee, which happens to be my favorite dessert. So I guess it should be a good thing that that is one of my favorite caladiums. She's gorgeous. I would love to get my hands on some mass corms. Hint, hint, crew winners, classic caladiums. Chad, I would love to have lots of those. We could put them in the signature garden. It would be gorgeous, absolutely stunning. So anyway, all right. And then the other container that we did just last week is over here. And again, loving life, doing great. I've watered it one time since we planted it, and there you go. So we have the red kale, right? So this is that, I think it's peacock red kale, starting to get a little bit more color on it, right? We're not going to get those really big colors until we get some really cool temperatures. I think tonight might be, I think it's tonight, it's going to be like 48. So that's going to be the lowest we've had so far. The mustards, yep, just coming in really nicely. Then we did some of the snapshot yellow snapdragons right here. Then we've got more of the trailing pansies. Love that. I think that was like strawberry swirl, something like that. Isn't that gorgeous? Just so stinking happy and cheery and just lovely. And then some little violas. So then we did those same color violas that match the wave pansies right there. Because remember, we talked about when we planted this, the odds are is that the kale will probably peter out somewhere around January. So it's going to peter out, and probably my snapdragons, again in January, they're going to peter out. But that'll be fine because I've got 2 mustards in there. So as you can see, they're already growing. So they're going to kind of take over and fill in where the part of the kale is, part of the snapdragons are, and then the pansies and the violas will fill in as well. So even though we'll have some things that will go away, the other things will just flourish and just pick up and be very, very happy. All right, so I think it is time for us to go over to the gardens and let's go check on Jerry. Let's see how his project is going, because remember, we have completely ripped out the creek bed and we are redoing that and installing irrigation. So let's get an update on that. All right, so I found Jerry here at the signature garden. What he is doing is taking the spray paint and he is marking that straight line all the way down the bed. So yesterday, Cece was over here and she measured off of the signature garden beds, and I believe it was 16 feet. Don't quote me on that, but measured exactly and then got a nice straight line. So Jerry is coming through. That's where the little flags are there, because she was marking the measurements. So what he is going to do is he's going to come through with the bed edger. So remember that little machine is great, where it will go ahead and cut a hard line. So we have a hard line straight down into the soil, and then it throws the extra soil back into the flower bed. We are doing that. I will follow the line, because we are going to put in the drip irrigation, like so the heads. So we're going to go ahead and first, before we determine where the irrigation heads are going to go, we have cut this line, drawn the line to cut the line, and then the irrigation heads will go on the inside of the flower bed. That way we do not have to worry about one, when we come through here yearly or seasonally to clean up the edge with the bed edger, we will never hit those irrigation heads that are over here. And in the fall, when we do all of our aeration, to do all the overseeding for the lawn, that machine can come right through here, right up to the edge with those spikes to aerate the soil. And again, we do not have to worry about hitting any of those irrigation heads. So that is something to think about as we kind of come around the corner here, and you can see where it's going to end. For now, that's going to end right there. So just thinking about when, if you are doing it or you're having a landscaper do it, what we recommend is putting the irrigation heads into the flower bed, not into the grass. Now, obviously, sometimes you don't have much of a choice, right? If you have big open areas of lawn, then you don't have much of a choice. You have to get those heads in there. So now what he's going to do is, I think Ariberto is going to help us. We're going to get some of the soil and kind of move it over some. So he is going to run that edger through here, cut the line, and then when it is time to determine where the irrigation pop-up heads are going to go, he has got somewhere, here it is, over here, he has got the drill with the Jenny's Edition, that's the 5-inch auger. And so this is where he's going to go ahead and make those holes to put in the irrigation heads. So, so that is what we're going to do. Cut the line first, get it nice and deep, and then we'll figure out where the heads are going to go. All right, my friends, so we had to kind of abandon the project down at the Signature Garden. You know, that's the thing about life. Whether you're a small business owner or you're just living life, things happen. So we had to put a pin in that project because Jerry had an eye appointment. I had to go pick up my car. I had to get new tires on my car. So I had to go pick up my car, and yeah, so it's been a couple hours since we just saw you down at the Signature Garden. And then tonight, we're calling it an early day today because today is Megan, our middle child. It is her 18th birthday. So we are going out tonight to a party and celebrate Megan's beautiful 18 years here on this earth. So we are super excited about that. So while I was going to go pick up my car for the tires and all the things, the package came. So I am up here at production because the deliveries come up here to production. But we have got a lovely box here from our friends at H. Potter. So H. Potter is a great online resource for your garden structures, right? So if you follow us for any length of time, you probably remember that I have several pieces from H. Potter. I have a beautiful trellis that the White by the Gate camellia is growing on. I have an obelisk in the garden boxes that the Rise Up Amberness is on. And I have two of their gorgeous, I actually have three, but I only have two planted. They're gorgeous copper hanging baskets. Love them. They are up at the chicken coop. So what I have is a new garden trellis obelisk that we are going to put in the Signature Garden. Jerry and I entertained the idea for a half a second if we were going to put it together today. But given the fact that we are going out and partying tonight, we were like, yeah, let's just put a pin in that and we're going to hold on to it. So whenever you get things from H. Potter, of course, like I said, they are online, great, beautiful resource for like trellises and obelisks and all sorts of fun things. And they package them incredibly well. So they are the metal with that great powder coating finish, and so they are all packaged in here, and I am not going to disrupt it. We will throw some pictures up for you so that you can see what it looks like. And then of course, when we put it together, we'll bring you along for that ride as well. But what I'm going to do with this one is, like I said, it's going to go in that bed. It is going to be a nice architectural element in the creek bed. I'm going to get it straight in line. The idea is straight in line with the fountain. So when you're looking at different areas, that'll be a nice kind of symmetrical balance. And then I'm going to put a rose in there. So we're going to put the Rise Up Ember Rays rose in there, which is a beautiful, really nice, big, bold color on it, and it smells amazing. And then around it, we're going to put a kind of the quote mass planting of the At Last rose. So we're gonna have a little mini rose garden right there. So super excited that it came. I mean, the shipping on this guy was like super duper fast. So when those items are in stock, they ship really quickly. So if you're interested, go head over to H. Potter and you can get some things. It is a great time, because this is what I always preach to you, right? Just like pre-ordering your plants, your annuals, is that this is a great time when the demand for garden products, those online plants that you're pre-ordering, when the demand is low, that's the time you want to order. Don't wait until you have like the springtime and you've got this beautiful rose or a clematis or a whatever it may be that you're going to have on your trellis, obelisk growing. You want to get them beforehand, so that way you don't feel rushed. They can arrive. You can take your time putting it together, get it in and installed. Because I don't know very many people who like the pressure of, oh my gosh, I've got to get this here and get this installed. That's just stress. We don't have time for stress, my friends. So if you're interested in some of these things, go ahead and get them now when the hustle and bustle and the hurry is not there. So that way it just creates a little bit of ease in your life. So again, you can head over to H. Potter and check out some of their fantastic stuff, because let me tell you, that is a dangerous, dangerous website. And then they've just started adding some fall wreaths. So there may not be a package or two coming, in a couple of days with some of those things. I'll keep you posted. All right, my guys. But what we are going to do is we're going to wrap it off of here, because like I said, and I'm going to come out of the sun because it may be October the 8th, but dear heavens, it is toasty over here. Pre-order of annuals is on sale. That is starting now, so they are available. Also, I did not say this, we put it on the screen, but if you pre-order now, then you get the 2025 pricing. Prices will go up later on in the season. So order now, you get them at the 2025 price, because if you wait and you delay, then the price goes up for 2026. As you know, the cost of everything is going up. And so if our prices increase, as so it goes. So free shipping on all orders over $175. Get it at the 2025 price. Go ahead and place your order, and then you can forget about it. And we will ship it to you come the spring when it is appropriate for your gardening zone. So as always, hope you found this little slice of our day a little bit of madness. I am going to go love on the birthday girl. Clearly, I need to go get a shower and get dressed, because like I said, we are going to go party and celebrate our sweet Megan turning 18. If you have fun, informative, inspirational, like and subscribe so you don't miss those 5 videos that we do each and every week. Y'all have a fantastic day. I know we are. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.